Okay, good morning, BIO111s. The second session, summer session BOL. I just wanted to give you guys a little welcome slash orientation video to the course so that you could see a few things and I could talk you through some of the parts of the modules so that it might be a little easier for you once the course starts tomorrow. So there are some things that you can do today, and there are some things that you cannot possibly do until tomorrow. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And so this is module one, the welcome module, and it also contains the material for chapter one so that you can kind of see the level of detail that I'll be expecting for the course. So some things that you can do right away. The first thing you can do is you can read me first. This is the course outline. This will tell you all sort of the rules and sort of how the course is set up. And then there is a assignment that I ask you to please, that's this. There's an assignment for you to, after you read the course outline, to sign. You can just digitally sign the page that has the signature that you've read the outline and dated it, and then upload it here. This is a graded survey so that you can get points for doing it, and then I can also assess that everybody is getting it done. So you can do those two things. The third thing you can do is you can set up your lockdown browser. This is the instructions from e-learning on how to do that. If you are a student from another institution, you're going to need to delete or disable the lockdown browser you currently have and load the Camden County College version. The lockdown browser and Respondus, so you need a webcam for this, monitor you while you're taking the lecture quizzes. They videotape you, and then I can watch the videos, and people who have a lot of movement or look like they're looking at some place else other than the screen, looking at another device, looking at pieces of paper, that you'll be flagged. And then I will check those and talk to you about this course does not allow for aids while you are taking the exam. It is set up to be just like if you were taking an in-person exam. So once you set up the lockdown browser, you can take this quiz. It's basically a practice quiz to make sure that your computer is set up correctly for the lockdown browser and Respondus. This item here, when you open this quiz after you've downloaded the lockdown browser, when you open the first quiz, if it's just a blank white screen, these are the directions to follow if that happens to you. Okay, so some things you can do today: read the course outline, take the agreement survey, which basically is signing that you agree to the terms of the course, download the lockdown browser, do the course materials quiz. It's basically it's based on the course outline. Even if you don't get 100%, I will eventually score you at a 5. If your screen is blank, follow these directions. And then the last thing you can do before the course begins, which I would advise if you can do this today, it would be great, is to order your Carolina lab kit. So when you click on this link, the link is here. When you click on it, it's going to take you directly to Carolina, and looks like the lab kit is $173. You can just click order now, and it will ask you for your payment information, and it will ask you where you want it to be sent. Please, please, please be sure that you have it sent to an address that can accept packages, and it's something that you don't want to leave sit on the porch for a few days. There is some sugar in there and some yeast. Ants, people have had problems with ants getting into their boxes. So once it is sent, please be on the lookout for it and get it into your house promptly. Okay, back to that module one. Even before you get your lab kit, you are certainly welcome to read the lab safety manual that's going to be included in your lab kit, and sign the lab safety agreement page. So those are all things that you can do today. You cannot access your textbook until tomorrow because the course actually begins on the 9th. But once you receive an email from Barnes & Noble that says the sender will be BN College, so be sure that you look for that in your inbox and or your spam folder. Once you receive that email that says you've been registered for the class, you can follow these directions I've listed them very specifically here, step by step. And you will get access to MyLab and Mastering or your Pearson access. If you registered for the course July 3rd, you may not have access tomorrow. It may be until the next day. So just be aware. You must set up the access on a computer. Please don't try to do it on your phone or a tablet. You will run into difficulties. So you need to follow those directions. And then once you do that, you'll be able to click on the Access Pearson icon here. And it'll walk you through setting up your materials. You are using MyLab and Mastering. I think it'll give you a choice the first time, and then after that, it'll remember. I would recommend that when you access homework to do or reading assignments, that you just click on them from the module. That works better in Canvas because I've paired the courses with each other, with the course in Pearson with the course in Canvas. So you'll see the first assignment using Pearson is going to be reading chapter 1. Notice that the reading assignments, they are always 0 points. They are not for their homework, but they're not for any points. I don't award points for reading or reading the chapter. But once you get access, when you click on that, like I just did, it's going to take you right to the page. It should take you right to the page. There it is. And when you click on one of these blue topics, it'll take you to the actual textbook. And then you can just read the book. I would highly recommend that you read the chapter before you watch the lecture video. And we'll talk about that just in a second. I'm waiting for the book to open so you can just kind of see what this looks like. So that's our actual textbook. And then I believe if you click over here on the table of contents, you can go to chapter 1, unit 1. Oh, actually, chapter 1's right there. And then once you begin the chapter, it will just go from section to section, right? Okay, so I'm going to click back out of that and let's go back to the module. So the modules are all set up pretty similarly in that I usually put the reading assignment at the top, and then under that, the lecture video, or if there's a PowerPoint or a note outline, I put those next. And then the homework after that. I would highly recommend that you complete reading the chapter, watching the lecture video, taking some notes before you try the homework, because the homework does only have 2 attempts. And once you've completed it, and I think it's 2 attempts per question, then you're done. You don't have any more chances on the homework. So I would go into doing the homework prepared rather than opening the homework just to see what kind of questions I'm going to ask in the homework. That makes sense. Then the lab, I also put lab 1 in here because I did put a due date of the 12th, which is this coming Friday on the first lab. And I realize most of you will not have your lab kits. However, those due dates are soft, meaning that when you get your lab kit, complete lab 1, turn it in, and I will grade it on a rotating basis every few days until most of them are graded. And then the next time I see submissions for lab 1, I will try to grade them. And the final due date for all the labs is August 16th. I would avoid doing them all at the end because I've placed them where they match the material that we're learning in the lecture portion. But this first lab, it has this due date partly to sort of poke you a little bit and remind you to get that lab kit ordered. If you can't get it ordered this week, that's fine. Figure out when you can order it. And then as soon as you get it, do the labs to catch up. That's easy peasy. The first lecture quiz, you'll notice, doesn't show up until the bottom of module 2 because it includes chapters 1 through 5. So pace yourself. This is coming July 15th. Pace yourself so that once you get access to the textbook, and again, you can see module 2, have it read. Here's the note outline. Here's the lecture video. Here's the homework for chapter 2. Read chapter 3. Here's the note outline. Here's the lecture video. Here's the homework for chapter 3. And that pattern is going to be pretty consistent throughout the whole course, right? I've put 6 and 7 together here because the document that is the note outline has them together. That's all. And then I've separated out the homeworks, right? So it's lecture video, homework, lecture video for 7, it's coupled for 7, and then 3 parts homework. And then here's your next lecture quiz on the 22nd. I did want to mention that most of the lecture quizzes are, I should say, most of them are on Mondays, except for there's one on August 2nd, 11th, 15th, and the final is on a Tuesday. So pay attention to these dates because the lecture quizzes, you get one attempt and it is only open for one 24-hour period. So if you miss the lecture quiz, there's no extensions, no, I'm not going to reopen it. I will drop your lowest lecture quiz score. So if you miss one, that'll just be your drop score. However, that will not kick in until after everyone's completed lecture quiz 3, because your grade will go right into the very low, right? If I take out one of the lecture quizzes after you've only completed 2. So that will kick in after the 3rd lecture quiz. Checking my list here. Other things. Oh, I did want to mention these icons, and I think I did in an announcement, but I did want to mention that if you haven't used Canvas before, what these little icons mean next to inside each of the rectangles. So a paperclip indicates a document, something you can download or that you can open and read. The rocket ship or the airplane, that's a quiz. That's something that's created in the lecture quiz category. Anything that looks like a piece of paper with the right-hand corner turned down, that's called a page. And pages in my version of the course will contain either a link or that's where the lecture videos will be. You'll notice that the lecture video for chapter 1 also is on a page or in a page. This symbol here looks like a notebook with a pencil. That means something that you have to do, right? So here's the lab agreement signature page. It's called an assignment. So you'll have to upload something onto the page, and you'll notice this is read chapter 1. That's something that you have to do your homework. So it's an assignment, right? Now, the way the course is graded, remember, I'm going to just click to assignments here, and the course is weighted. So it's the weighted averages for each of these categories. The lecture quizzes are 70% of your total. The homework, which will mostly be MyLab and Mastering in Pearson, that's 10% of your final grade. And then the last category is the laboratory, and that's 20% of your grade. These 6 labs are from the Carolina Lab Kit. And then these 2, the homework, practice genetics problems, those are problems that I wrote. That's just an assignment for you to do later in the semester. And then these here at the bottom, these are inside Pearson, MyLab, and Mastering, and they have different due dates. And again, they're activities, graph making skills, projects that you can complete fairly quickly to enhance the lab experience. Okay, and those due dates are, these due dates in the MyLab and Mastering are firm, unlike the ones for the Carolina Lab Kit. Let's see if I have anything else that I wanted to tell you. Checking my list here. Oh, the lab kits, I've put them all, the labs are due on Fridays. And again, if you can't complete it on that day, remember that's a soft due date. You can complete it Saturday, Sunday, part of the next week, but they all must be turned in by August 16th. And if you do not complete the labs, if you do not purchase and complete the Carolina Lab Kit, you will fail the course. It's a required portion of the course. You cannot just think, oh, I'll get good grades on everything else and I'll just skip the labs. It's only 20% of the final grade. I should be able to still get a B. It doesn't work like that. The labs must be completed and turned in, or you will receive a failing grade. And that is written in the course outline. Most of the transfer institutions are requiring a lab experience, and this is the best we can do online, and we have to guarantee that you've actually done them. So I think that's, I think I've only put the lab 1 in its place, but notice that you can find all the labs at the end of the very last module is the lab module. I'm going to start to move these today. I will put them next to the topics or in the modules with the topics that match what those labs are about. This one goes with chapters 6 and 7. These 2, 3, and 4 go with chapters 8, 9, 10. And then there's a little more flexibility with these. So I'll be able to put those in probably today. I'm available for Zoom office hours. So you can contact me and we can set up a mutually agreeable time and we can have an office hour. I can answer your questions. I can also answer your emails usually within a day or two at the max. If you email me inside Canvas, I receive them more quickly than if you email me via Outlook. So over here, that's another thing I wanted to show you. Over here, this 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth icon down where you see the 16, that's the inbox. It's somewhat non-intuitive to students who haven't used Canvas before. You can click on that and you can just send me an email in Canvas. I will get it in Canvas and in my Camden County College Outlook. Please use your college email address. Please use your college email address. Emails that come from outside the institution and not student email addresses, I will be much slower to answer those because they have to go through a security check. Okay, I think that's everything for now. Welcome. It's really a challenging course. It's a lot of material in 6 weeks. I wish you the best of luck. It's going to take time and attention every day, like you're practicing an instrument or practicing for a sport. And just let me know if you have any questions. Okay.